The first snowfall of December had just begun when my life changed forever. I was sitting alone in the break room of Northbrook Accounting in Denver, Colorado, staring at the flickering fluorescent lights and wondering how everything had gone so wrong so fast. I was behind on rent, my mom's medical bills kept stacking up, and after working years at the company, I still felt invisible. It was one of those seasons where hope feels like a rumor. That was when my phone buzzed, a notification that would pull me into a moment I never saw coming. My boss, Meredith Harper, a woman known for her strict professionalism and icy composure, had accidentally sent me her Christmas wish list. And at the top, written in shaky letters that didn't match her usual confident signatures, was a single line that made my breath catch. I wish someone would remind me what kindness feels like. Right under it, as if she'd been afraid to even think it out loud. Do you want to make it come true? I stared at the screen, wondering if the message was meant for someone else. But it was addressed to me, the background character in this office, the guy no one noticed. My heart hammered like a warning and a calling at the same time. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and humanity, please like this video, comment your thoughts, share it with someone who needs hope, and subscribe to the channel for more emotional stories. It truly helps more than you know. For the rest of the day, I couldn't focus. I kept replaying that message in my mind. Meredith had always seemed untouchable. Designer suits, silver heels, a stare sharp enough to slice through excuses. But now I imagined the person behind that armor. Someone tired, someone lonely, someone hurting. I thought of my mom, the way she used to say that the strongest people are sometimes the ones breaking quietly. Maybe Meredith was breaking. The next morning, the office felt different. Meredith wasn't in yet, and the air smelled faintly of cinnamon from the lobby decorations. When she finally walked in, she looked paler than usual, her eyes rimmed red, like she hadn't slept. She glanced at me, and for the first time I saw hesitation, almost fear, where confidence used to be. I wanted to speak, to say I got the message, but what if it wasn't meant for me? What if I misunderstood? So I stayed quiet. Silent embarrassment clawed at me. The hours dragged until lunchtime, when I passed Meredith's office and heard something I had never heard before. A soft sob quickly stifled. The sound rooted me in place like my soul had grabbed my feet. Without overthinking it, I went to the bakery across the street and bought 2 peppermint hot chocolates and a small box of gingerbread cookies. Mom used to say sugar can't solve problems, but it can soften the edges long enough to breathe. I returned, tapped on Meredith's door, and offered the treats without a word. She looked up in surprise, eyes glossy, lower lip trembling before she forced herself into composure. She accepted the cup with hands that shook slightly. "Thank you, Jonah," she whispered, voice fragile as a Christmas ornament. I nodded, not trusting my voice. For the first time, I saw her, not as a boss or a symbol, but as a person. Over the next week, something shifted between us. Not romance, something deeper, something human. She started assigning me tasks that mattered, asking for my input, even thanking me like it meant something. I learned that she lived alone in a big house in the suburbs, that her marriage had fallen apart earlier that year, and that she was estranged from her only sibling. She learned that my mom was sick, that we struggled, that fear sat on my chest every night like unpaid debt. One day, she called me into her office and pushed an envelope across the desk. A Christmas bonus, she said, trying to sound casual, but the number inside made my throat close. 3 months of rent and then some. I tried to refuse, panic flooding. She wouldn't let me. "People helped me once," she said. "I think it's time I return the favor." Her voice cracked. It was then I realized her message, the wish list, was meant for me. She had reached out in the only way she knew how, so I made it my mission to remind her of kindness without making her feel small. I organized a secret Santa in the office, anonymously enrolled the team to decorate the break room with lights and garlands, and even convinced everyone to write gratitude cards to each other. On the day of the reveal, when Meredith walked in and saw the decorations, the warm lights reflecting through tears she didn't hide this time, She looked like someone slowly remembering who they used to be. Later that day, she asked if I would stay after hours. I was nervous, unsure what she wanted. She invited me into her office where a small Christmas tree glowed softly in the corner. She admitted she used to love Christmas, the warmth, the gatherings, the belief in miracles. But life had wrung that out of her. She said she had stopped believing people could care without wanting something in return. I told her that kindness isn't a transaction, it's a seed. Sometimes it grows in places we don't expect. Sometimes it heals places we didn't realize were wounded. For a long moment, she just stared at me. Then she said, almost in a whisper, "Maybe you made my wish come true." I felt the world slow, a moment heavy with gratitude, not romance or fairy tales, just connection. Just two people rebuilding their faith in humanity side by side. Christmas Eve arrived, and the office was closed. I planned to spend the day with Mom at the clinic, bring her hot cocoa, and watch festive movies on the tiny TV. But in the morning, a car pulled up. Meredith's. She stepped out with groceries, gifts, and a smile softer than snowflakes. She asked if she could join us. My mom welcomed her instantly, the way only a mother with a gentle spirit can. We spent hours together, laughing, sharing stories, eating pie with too much cinnamon. At one point, I saw Meredith glance at the Christmas lights, eyes shimmering like she was seeing magic again. On her way out, she hugged me. A simple hug, human, healing. She whispered, "Thank you, Jonah," for answering a message I didn't know how to send. I realized then that sometimes the miracle isn't in grand gestures, it's in choosing to care, even when the world tells you to harden. Weeks later, my promotion came, not out of pity but out of recognition. I worked hard for it. She respected me for it. We remained close, mentor and employee, friends, people who saved each other in different ways. And every Christmas after that, we exchanged a single message. Do you want to make kindness come true this year? And every year we did, not just for each other, but for everyone around us.